Good morning, everybody. It's I don't know what date it is. Is it the 6th? 7th? It's the 6th because I think El Shami is in court tomorrow, which is the 7th, isn't it? So, something to look forward to. Is it too much to hope for that he's taken off the streets? I guess it is. Anyway, Vlogmas. I'm going to use this as a Vlogmas because I thought, as an in memoriam to Jennifer Armstrong, you know, I was critical of Jen, and constructively critical, hopefully, although it didn't do much good. I won't pretend that I disapproved of a lot of the begging, etc., that went on, and a lot of the arrogance that seemed to emanate from her. But nevertheless, you know, I did hope that somehow she would get her life on track, and that with Jean in her life, maybe that was a real possibility, maybe. But it was not to be. And so I'm going to just show a couple of clips from her video, Christmas video of 2019, and then as a contrast, the Christmas video 2 years later in 2021 when she was in hospital. So here she is with Jean. See, he was riding on the front of her scooter thing, and they're very expensive, aren't they?
Oh my God, she's going down the stairs.
Oh, for goodness sake. Jean, this is why you lost a lot of support for you personally, because of the way you acted. Very childish. I wonder what's happened to him now.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jennifer, and this is
Hello, Jen.
And welcome to our home. We wanted to make a video and show you what we've bought to decorate for Christmas so far and how we've decorated. I'm sure we will change things up before Christmas.
So this is 2019.
So far what we've got, and we wanted to share it with you. It's not fancy, but it's homey and we enjoy it. We have a lot of comfort, and
it's been fun.
It has been.
Good. I'm
And
glad
we're
you had
finding
some
a lot
fun.
of comfort and joy and love in our home, and we want to share that with you guys. So enjoy, and I hope you guys are having a good start to the Christmas season. And
3 years ago.
In the wrong place. Remember what the holiday season is really about. Not about gifts or presents or anything else, but it's about love, peace, and goodwill towards others.
I was about to say the peace and the love of Christ.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Enjoy. I'm still looking in the wrong place. Bye.
All right, what we are making, I'm not quite sure what it's technically called, but it makes the home smell absolutely wonderful.
Cinnamon, oranges.
I learned this from my old mammy.
Lovely.
And basically anything that goes well with the holidays in cooking, such as your basic spices.
You used to do
some fruits, even cranberries.
oranges and spice them with cloves.
I don't really care, but any of this stuff you can leave out, you can add.
And if you've got a big, heavy bowed Christmas tree, a real tree, you could hang them on the tree.
Smellums.
Well, clementines or satsumas, not oranges.
With an absolutely
too heavy.
wonderful, beautiful smell. Make your neighbors jealous, and or, if you will, you know what I mean. Anyone, your guest that enters inside your home will automatically feel warm and welcome. I bought 2 of each because typically this whole thing, once you boil it and keep it simmering throughout the day, and then you shut it off at night, it'll last for a good 3 days before it starts to lose its
Potency.
oomph. It's power. It's potency. So I have this set for a good 3 days, and probably next weekend I have a whole nother set that I'm going to make.
Towards like Thanksgiving.
So, adverts, thank you for coming on just then.
Yeah. Tree lights.
The cat. She loved the cats, didn't she?
Items. And Jennifer insists. Explain.
Okay, those are candy cane sticks. I never eat them, but it's a tradition that you have to have them every Christmas. My mom would get me one every year for Christmas. I never eat them, but it's just a tradition to get one every year.
And hang them on the tree, maybe.
A cute little tin.
Look at the cat.
In that tin, we're going to put.
So let's just see if I can get, whoops, another glimpse of Jen. Here. And see if we can compare how she actually looked then to how she was 2 years later. No, she doesn't come on again, just at the beginning.
Not about gifts or presents or...
So she looked happy there, didn't she? I think. With her reindeer ears on. That was 2019. And now we come to 2021. Did I say? Last year? Last Christmas? When Jen was still in hospital. And said she was getting better. Now she looks to me in this video as though she's put on a lot of weight and as though she's a lot worse. And Jean looks the worse for wear also. So it makes you wonder about the... oh, there's no sound on this. Why is there no sound? It makes you wonder about why is there no sound?
Welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. For those of you who don't know, I don't know why you wouldn't know, because if you're here, you know who I am. But I'm Jennifer.
Jean.
And that's Jean. And
Jennifer's fiance.
that's
Jennifer's
fiance.
François.
Right, started again then. So, this is in 2021, and Jennifer looked, although she'd been in hospital for a while by then and came out of hospital shortly thereafter and said she was on the mend. Well, she wasn't clearly, and she looked a lot bigger in this video than she did 2 years prior. And Jean looked the worse for wear as well, as though maybe he'd fallen off the wagon. I don't know.
hello, friends. We should probably mute this in the background.
Yes. Go and take the mute.
Oh, baby, careful.
Warm here. Okay.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. For those of you who don't know, I don't know why you wouldn't know, because if you're here, you know who I am. But I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Jean.
And that's Jean. And
Jennifer's fiance.
that's true.
François.
Not to be.
I haven't made a video in a very long time. I have been MIA for, what, 2 months now. 3
Jen's
months.
face looked as though she was
About 3
absolutely
months.
melting. Her features were
I
melting.
have had a long ordeal of being in the hospital, and now I'm in rehab.
Skilled nursing
Rehab, and it has just seemed like one thing after another and one setback after another.
She never got rid of that.
Just really short. I went to the hospital in August.
Garbling
I was
throat.
septic. I had MRSA. Then I was in there for like 2 months. I was in there for a few weeks till they found a rehab place for me to come to. I've now been here since the beginning of October, and now it is almost Christmas. And I want to wish you guys, first of all, a very Merry Christmas.
Merry
Hope
Christmas
you
to you
guys
guys.
are having
I hope
a very,
she had
very
a
merry time.
as nice a Christmas as possible.
I'm going to unfortunately spend Christmas in the hospital, but at least Jean will be here with me and I won't be alone. And we can't see them now, but we put up some Christmas lights. I'll put some pictures in here of my Christmas lights in my room.
So this was Jen's last Christmas.
So you don't really see it now.
Right.
We were told to unplug them. They said yes when we asked, and then when another administrative lady came in, she said, "Oh, how pretty! Yeah, you need to unplug them because they're not. They consider it a fire hazard. Even though they're LED lights, they burn cooler. They're a little cooler, low energy, but it's still considered a fire hazard to them. If you plug it in, it's a fire hazard. So.
But we're gonna break the rules and plug them in on Christmas Eve anyhow.
Well, you shouldn't do that.
So yeah, this is where I am.
These people pushing the envelope.
Since I've been here, I have had a couple of setbacks. I was doing really well with physical therapy. I was getting physical therapy and occupational therapy. I was doing really well with that. Then I came down with COVID. I tested positive for COVID. I'll go into like more detail later, but
at the weight though
Friday
that she
afternoon,
was, and with all
and I
her
started having this weird taste
associated
in my
problems.
And I was like, well, maybe I just needed to brush my teeth. It was like a metallic, like I was chewing on a fork or something. And so I didn't really think too much of it because, like I said, I thought maybe I just needed to brush my teeth, and that was that. Then the next day, my chest felt kind of heavy with the taste in my mouth. And I thought maybe it was just the starting of bronchitis. This is the time of the year that I usually get bronchitis. COVID was the last thing in my mind. I mean, I know I'm in a skilled nursing facility and it's like a hotbed for COVID. But it just never occurred to me that it could be that. So then the next day on Sunday, my chest was even heavier and the taste was still there. So that's when I thought,
We just stop that a minute. A hotbed for COVID, but we've got Jean. How did he do it? Because I couldn't see my husband when this COVID business was on. Didn't see him for months, in fact. But Jean was coming and going. As I say, they seem to break the rules and get away with it. You know, I'm not begrudging her last Christmas with Jean, but a lot of people did have to forgo last Christmases and birthdays and months with their loved ones. So I don't know why Jen and Jean thought themselves to be so special in that regard, because they weren't. And a lot of the things that they did were quite frankly wrong. But I wish she'd have come through it, I do, and lost the weight.
something's not quite right here, and so I asked the nurse to be tested, and when it came back, I tested positive for COVID. So then I was put back in isolation for 10 days. But during that 10 days, like 2 days later, Jean started coming down with flu-like symptoms, coughing, sneezing. You had the weird taste in your mouth too, didn't you?
Yes, it was metallic.
So he went and he tested positive for COVID as well. So we don't really know if I got it first and gave it to him, or he got it and gave it to me. I would probably assume that I gave it to him, since this is where I am. And there was like 5 or 6 other people that tested positive.
Yeah, but Jean was out and about, wasn't
at the same general time. So I'm thinking I probably gave it to him. I shared my lovely germs with him.
You don't know yet?
No.
I mean,
No.
I was using, public transportation.
That's
taxi,
right. And you were putting
Uber,
everybody else in that
to
facility
bus.
at
So,
risk.
who knows?
I was concerned because we all know that for people in my situation, morbidly obese, and I'm diabetic, that it's, it could be very serious,
Yeah.
like life-threatening serious. So I was concerned. The doctor here told me
Okay,
that
let's stop it there.
there is a treatment.
So, life-threatening serious. Well, of course, life-threatening serious. The weight alone was what life-threatening serious. All this yellow fat that is surrounding the organs and pressing on the organs. And the thing is that Jen was in hospital for months, then in the nursing facility. Jean was coming and going, as he said, on public transport, although the money must have run out. Marcin must have stopped paying so much because he was using a cab initially, there and back. But, it's more likely that Jean had the bug, took it into the facility, infected Jen, and who knows how many other people. I'm not saying that did happen, but I'm saying it's probable that it did happen. It's a pity that Jen didn't get to benefit from all the help that she got. That I know that Jean was taking food into the hospital, which defeated the purpose of being on a strictly controlled regimen, their diet regimen there, and it just defeated the purpose. And so really, I don't know, I hesitate to say, does it mean that Jen had given up on herself at that point and just thought, devil may care, I'm going to die anyway, so I may as well enjoy my last days, as it were, and sod the doctors, basically. I don't know. I just think it was very sad that she had all that support, the benefit of all that care, for a year, really, hospital and the nursing facility. And then when she came out, of course, she got the bed, she got a new wheelchair, she got help with reorganising the apartment. But I think that Jean, probably himself, by that time, had, who's to say, but he looked as though he'd given up on himself as well. This video just goes right on to the end. We can pick it up 15 minutes later. And it's just the same. I don't think that Jen was ever able to really sit up again properly.
It's called the apron area, the part that hangs down. There's like 2 or 3 lumps, and they call it the apron.
The fupa.
Because it kind of like goes down like an apron, I guess.
Apron.
Down to your knees.
So that's why I'm laying down, is because when I sit up, it's extremely painful.
So she got lumps growing on her fupa.
So there's that. That's why I'm laying down. But I guess I
wonder what those lumps were.
And I just want to make sure I tell everyone to have a very Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
And thank you for all the support you've given me this past year and the past years. I appreciate it so much. For those of you who were here, even if you hate me, thanks for coming here and supporting my channel and supporting me. Even negative support is support. So thank you for being here. Thank you for the comments. For those of you who are truly supportive, I appreciate you guys more than you know. There are quite a few of you, and that means a lot to me. And like I said, I appreciate it so very much.
Good.
And I hope too, when I get home, that I can get back to making regular videos and maybe think up of a new opening and a new background. Maybe I can be brainstorming while I'm here, thinking of something new to do on my channel. I don't know. Who knows?
It would have been
enough
nice.
rambling. I'm going to close this and we're
Okay.
going to eat dinner, and then it'll be medicine.
It would have been nice, wouldn't it, if she'd have managed to pull through, if she'd have managed to accept all the help and, you know, exploit in the nicest way every opportunity that was given to her to get better. But those lumps on her fupa sounded ominous as well. The apron that hangs down, and then she got lumps on that. So it didn't sound good. And I'm just a bit sad, really, that nobody, I don't know what family Jen had got still living, but certainly Jean, as her fiance, that nobody has come on to say to her subscribers and, you know, those who did care, to tell exactly how her last days were, that she, or even just to confirm that she wasn't in pain, that she didn't really know anything and that it was peaceful. Even that would have been something of closure for people, but we've heard nothing. So rest in peace, Jen, and despite everything, yeah, you were cared about, and it's such a pity that you didn't care enough about yourself. Speak to you all later. Bye-bye.